long-standing congestion issues we have in our prisons, and these are some of the these are some of the compliments a lot of people are giving with regards to this particular bill. But some people have also raised questions, with regards to this bill, as in it is really going to rehabilitate people? Is it going to help them stay out of trouble if they are caught in an act or something like that? And so there are so many questions surrounding this particular bill that we are going to unpack on the show today. Luckily for us, we have a legal practitioner in the studio who is going to help us digest this topic in general. We also have our usual assembly member. I'll introduce them shortly to you, but let's go for the short break. When we come back, we have more for you.
with the fact that anytime someone is to offend someone or commit a crime, the person has to be in prison.
Exactly.
Yes, so that mentality has to be taken away. And the community service bill will really do that if we delve deep into it. So the traditional legislations we have, that let's say the Act 30, that is the Criminal Procedure Act, and Act 29, they have certain non-custodial offenses. So when I say non-custodial offenses, it basically means the community service in one way or the other. So when you read certain provisions, let's take Section 299, which talks about the bond of keeping the peace. So there are certain offenses that wouldn't lead all the way to imprisonment, but one will just take a recognizance and sign a bond to keep the peace. One way or the other, this is a non-custodial sentence. But this bill has taken it at a different level because this bill has inculcated certain machinery. So it is not just about discretion or falling back to the non-custodial sentences. It has created a whole machinery. So we have the National Secretariat in place, we have the Management Board, we have the probation officer, and it goes down to the supervising officers. So there is a whole machinery in place.
So basically, if I understand you, you are saying that this bill has come to, in a way, punish minor offenders.
Verily. Exactly my point. So some minor offenses, basically that are offenses less than 3 years imprisonment. All these offenses would be alternated to the community service bill rather than taking these victims to prison, basically. Yes.
But from your perspective, what do you think has informed this decision? Why do you think we've come to this point? I know you gave us the breakdown as to how we got here, but what do you think is that thing that is informing this decision?
So mainly, I would say as the congestions of the prisons. Because with my little study, I got to know that a prison a prison space or a cell that should contain, let's say, 50 people, as we speak, is containing 85. So there is an increment or a congestion increase of about 35%. So it is due to this congestion that the Ministry of Interior with the necessary stakeholders have come with the community service bill. So it is mainly because of the prison congestions.
Yes. So when we talk about the community service, basically a lot of people are just thinking of sweeping and then cleaning of gutters, among others. These are some of the punishments offenders are likely to do.
Exactly. So it is so when we say the community service, they are unpaid work that you render or a convict render to the community. So it can be, as you mentioned, sweeping of compound, school compound, hospital, cleaning the gutters, and even afforestation work, weeding, and even felling down trees. Yes.
So Honorable, before I come to you, let me just establish something that since we are talking about prisons, we would have to speak to somebody who also advocates for our prisoners. And Crime Check Foundation is one foundation that has, in a long while been advocating for better conditions for our prisoners. And so we'll be speaking to him in the course of the show. So please do tune in here with us. Honorable, let me come to you. They said we have a punishment that is going to let people sweep our communities. And over the past weeks, we've come here to talk about sanitation issues here and there. What do you make of this bill?
I think...
But first of all, let me just ask, why are you supporting Spain? We are digressing.
Oh, no, but you see, sometimes you need to follow the best. And the best is Spain. You understand?
Thank you. So back to the question.
Back to the question. I think I'll concur with Council. Yes, I have to call my campaign manager so that they start enrolling me on in the law firm or something. In the law school. But I think it's a step in the right direction, in the sense that from where I sit, there are certain cases that comes to the police stations, and at the end of the day, it ends up at the prison 1 year, 2 years, and at the end of the day, the person that you are supposed to reform, you don't reform the person, but rather the person becomes worse. There are instances whereby, as an assembly member, I've been to court with my community people, whereby some of the cases that are there,
Honorable, please hold a pin to that for me, and let's quickly cross over to speak with Mr. Ibrahim Opon Kwating. He's the founder and executive director of Crime Check Foundation. Hello, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning.
Okay, good morning, sir. This is Life Matters, and we welcome you on the show. Now, we are discussing the recent bill that has been passed in Parliament, which is the Community Service Bill, and you being someone that has been advocating for better conditions of our prisoners. One of our guests earlier stated that one of the issues that has led to this bill is the congestion we have in our prisons. So let me just start with you. You have interacted with prisoners. What do you think is the situation as it stands now when it comes to Ghanaian prisons or prisons in Ghana in general?
Yeah, thank you very much. As we all may be aware, our prisons, the current population, I think it's hovering around 14 to 15,000. And if you look at our prisons, most of them are relics of the British colonial administration. So government of Ghana has been able to add just 6 prisons out of the 47 prisons we have, and that is not good enough. So this is one of the reasons contributing to the congestion we currently have in our prisons. With regards to the passage of the Community Service Bill into law, which is awaiting presidential assent, I think it's a major step. We as Crime Check has been advocating the passage of the non-custodial sentencing bill, now Community Service Bill, into law. We believe it's going to reduce prison congestion significantly, because if you look at our current prison population, most of the inmates are petty offenders. And the Community Service Law, don't forget, is targeting petty offenders. We are not looking at first-degree felony offenses, murder, and so on and so forth, rape. No. So we believe that it could, if the law becomes operational, it could halve Ghana's prison population. So it's a step in the right direction.
Okay. And a lot of people have said, even from a few videos I watched from your outfit, it looked as though many of these people have been put into prisons for just committing something, minor, something that shouldn't have taken them there. Would you say there are a lot of such people in our prisons as it stands now?
Yeah, absolutely. That is why I indicated that if you look at Ghana's current prison population, the petty offenders component constitutes almost a half of the prison population. So these are people who may have, someone may have stolen a fowl, a goat, someone may have had an alteration, another person slapped the person. Some of them are road traffic offenses. These are minor offenders. So in the absence of a community service law, we as Crime Check introduced what we call the Petty Offenders Project. So you may have watched most of our videos where we go into the prison, interview them, pay their fines and release them, and integrate them under our ex-convict reintegration project. So because we realize that paying their fines all the time is not going to be sustainable. That is why we advocated the passage of the Community Service Bill, or the Community Service Bill into law. So its passage is more than welcome, and we believe that our prisons are going to operate at better capacity. They are going to become purely correctional institutions.
Okay, but do you believe this bill is, really going to reduce the issue of overcrowding substantially? We are just asking because it looks as though. Yeah, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it looks as though a lot of the time, the minor offenses we think are minor are usually not that minor and would definitely have to send a person into prison.
Right. It depends on your definition of what constitutes a minor offense, but the judges always decide what a minor offense is. Don't forget that the judges convict based on certain guidelines, conviction guidelines. So it is not for you and I to determine whether the offense is, a petty offense or not. So let's not wade into that argument. The most important thing is that community service law has been passed, awaiting presidential assent. It is going. We're going to have a situation where petty offenders who would have been shipped into prison are now going to perform what we call community service. So we are going to see them in our communities. Let's say Kwame Opoku has gone to steal someone's fowl. Kwame Opoku is convicted to a 3-year prison term. He can even lie to other people that, he was in Tamale or he was in Dubai. This time, while he's in prison, this time around, we are going to have such people in the open, working, the filtering gutters, planting for food and jobs, doing other things that will inure to the development of the country. So I think that is the most important thing. And so we'd want to congratulate Parliament and other stakeholders in the criminal justice chain. We would want to congratulate ourselves at TCF for also working assiduously to ensure the passage of this bill into law.
Okay. Do you believe there are other reforms that could be made with regards to helping with the conditions of our prisoners? You being someone that has advocated for...
Right. So I would say through advocacy, there have been some changes. The feeding fee for a prisoner was once 80 pesos. It is now 5 cedis, which is a significant leap. Though not the best, we still urge government to increase it because you and I know that 5 cedis per day is still woefully inadequate. But we say better late than never. There's still a lot to do with regards to skills training for inmates and other interventions that would make the prisons purely correctional institutions. Expansion in infrastructure, expansion in agriculture. The Ghana Prison Service have lots of lands that could be irrigated to serve lots of purposes and, to boost agriculture. Government could take advantage of this and then ensure that we have all year-round agriculture. So there's a lot that government can do. Government knows, the Interior Ministry knows, and we hope that with the prison population going to be halved, they could take advantage of the space and do lots of things that will help Mother Ghana with regards to the prison.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Ibrahim.
You're welcome.
For your submission. Mr. Ibrahim Oponkwateng is the founder and executive director of Crime Check Foundation. They have been advocating for better conditions for our prisons. Honorable, back to you. Yeah, you were on your points with regards to community service.
Yes, so I strongly believe that it is going to reduce the crowding in our prisons, and also Doug also said something about the cost. I'm sure it will also reduce cost as well, because if it's 5 cedis per inmate a day, and we have about 2,000 prisoners, and now the community service bill is in, and he, according to what he's saying, they constitute majority of those in the prison cell. When it comes down, the money can even be increased, and it will usually release or give the government some sort of pressure to also look at the skills training and make sure that our prisons are reformed. I believe strongly that because of the overcrowding of our prisons, that is why the government can't focus more on that and making sure that it's being improved. But if the president signs this bill into law and it becomes very fashion, doesn't mean that those there will come home to come and work or they'll finish their term before.
Please, I'm the one asking questions.
No, okay, sorry. I just want to understand. If that's the case, then moving forward...
Council will ask you.
Okay. So if that's the case, then moving forward, I think it's Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the government's reset agenda to make sure that Ghana becomes a better place is in course, and we support that.
So as assembly members, you have a role to play.
Yes. So as assembly members, we also educate our community members. We also let them know that this is what it is. And also to anybody that's been brought to our community to work, we will protect the person. We won't let anybody to stigmatize the person or talk back. No. We will protect them. Even as at now, when people are about to release from prison, they come to the community to come and do this kind of jobs. And we've been seeing that sometimes we cook for them, we even give them some kind of money and stuff, because we can be there as well. So we'll let them be part of the community. We'll give them the necessary assistance they will need to make sure that at least they can do their sentencing as a community very, very well.
Council, so Honorable wanted to know if this bill is assented by the president, it means those that are serving for minor offences in our prisons will come out. He just wants to know whether they would be released to come and sweep or they will stay there and complete their sentence.
Okay, so in perusing the community service bill, there's a transitional clause or a transitional provision. Because it's a bill, we say it's a clause. There's a transitional clause that gives convicts who are serving or who have averagely a year left to serve the capacity to apply for the community service work. So there's a possibility that people who are serving can apply.
So let me just ask you this. I think somewhere last week, there is this TikToker who was jailed for 1 year for this free speech talking against the president and all that. Do you think if this bill was functioning now, she would have qualified to, serve the community?
Yes, perfectly, because the minor offense within the regime of the law are punishment or offenses not exceeding 3-year imprisonment. So if the traditional act or legislation, the Criminal Offences Act, provides punishments that are less than 3 years imprisonment, then one way or the other it qualifies within the regime of minor offenses. So with the scenario you give right now, yes, the lady qualifies to serve the community.
Okay. And others are also saying this bill sends some kind of wrong message to them. Because if I know I can just slap somebody and then I'm asked to come and sweep the community, then the next time I'll double it so that I come back and serve the community, since this is not like a major punishment in that regard.
Okay, so when Mr. Ibrahim was giving his presentation, he did mention of the discretionary of the court when it comes to defining minor offenses. We have certain people who are habitual offenders. You understand? So we have to also take note that the community service is not an amnesty to certain offenses like murder. If you have to kill someone, you go and serve and you are free. No.
Okay.
They are for minor or petty offenses. So in this regard, we are dealing with genuine offenders. And I don't think everyone within his personal or mental capacity would like to always wake up in the morning, serving 4 hours, within 4 hours or 8 hours a day, sweeping the community or cleaning the gutter. No. No one within with their mental,
there are some people who are used to sweeping, scrubbing. These are usual, things they do, chores they do. And so punishing them using the same thing won't really serve as...
Well, I think it will, because we are first-time offenders, right? So maybe when you offend for the first time and they give you sweeping, doesn't mean that when you come for the second time, they will give you sweeping.
Yes.
No. They have, even though it's a community sentences, they have levels. So maybe you go and do first, they give you sweeping. But the next time, don't give you sweeping. They'll tell you to go and fall off trees. Yes. And that's how you see how tedious and difficult it is. So we need to embrace it and make sure that the people understand.
Counsel, let me come back to you. Who determines what kind of punishment to be given to the person? Is it automatic that, if I know that I insult somebody, I'm just going to... I qualify for the community service bill law, if it is assented, and then I'm just asking whether it is automatic or it is a judge that will have to just give the final verdict. Okay,
so it is discretionary. It is we always say as lawyers that the law is in the bosom of the church. Okay. So as an alternative to custodial sentencing, that is the community service bill. So if there is this offender and the judge believes that, this will fit for a community service bill, it is not just straightforward. There are machinery, safeguard machineries in place. We have let me take the two main people in the picture. That is the probation officer and the supervising officer. So the probation officer brings a report after 5 days, and there's a conclusive report after 3 days. So basically, 8 days
Yeah.
before the judge gives such orders. So it is within this report we assess the convict. Because let's say we see a slim macho and we tell this slim macho to go and fell trees. It is not the best. So the judge has to also make sure within the orders that the person has the capacity to perform the service. So it's not just vague.
Okay.
No, there are machineries and safeguards in place.
Okay. So, for instance, I am a teacher, and then I commit a minor offense, and then I have to serve the community. Would you let me go and teach students as a way of serving the community, because that is what I am good at?
Okay.
Or you would give me something different? I'm trying to understand how the machinery is going to help.
Okay, so let's take the scenario teacher. So one of the key and aligning principles in the service bill is integration.
Okay.
So we don't want, with the custodial sentence, you are put within the walls.
Okay.
So you don't get the opportunity to meet your family. You leave your job. You have bad records.
Okay.
But with the community service, there is this narrative that you have that ties with your family. You don't leave your job. You don't leave your work. So the probation officer will sensitize you on what this whole service is about. So let's give a narrative. So let's say a teacher. The probation officer will come in a way. You are being given this portion to sweep.
Okay.
Okay, you are a teacher. So let's do it very early